What's up, Honor? So we are only a few short months away now from seeing animatronic releases coming out from all of our favorite stores like Home Depot and Spirit Halloween. But before then, we have some time to sort of predict, speculate, and talk about animatronics that we want to see for 2025 or for future years. So that's why today I want to talk about 4 IPs that I think should become their own Halloween animatronics in 2025, or at least sometime within the next few years. So anyways, let's of course get right into it by talking about the first IP that I think needs to become a Halloween animatronic, which of course is Five Nights at Freddy's. Alright, so starting off, Five Nights at Freddy's is an IP that me as well as a lot of other Honners always talk about how it should become a Halloween animatronic. Especially with how big the horror franchise is. They made so many games now, and there's even a new movie coming out this year, I believe. So it's really crazy that we've never really seen any Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic. I will mention that at one point we did get a Freddy Fazbear animatronic. It was sold at Party City around 2018. But overall, it wasn't too crazy of an animatronic. It was like a littler guy around 4 foot and didn't really feature much motion or anything. But still, it was a cool animatronic to see that year. But 7 years later, we have yet to see another Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic, which is really crazy, and honestly it's a big missed opportunity because FNAF characters would work so well as Halloween animatronics because they're already these creepy looking animatronic guys. So to turn them into Halloween animatronics just seems like the perfect thing to do. And overall, I think this is an IP that's most likely to become a Halloween animatronic this year or in a future year, especially with the new movie coming out. And yeah, overall, if they do end up making a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic, it would definitely be something that I would want to buy. Because yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's characters, they're so creepy, and just to have a big one in your haunted house would just be so awesome. And moving on, another IP here that I'd love to see made into its own Halloween animatronic is of course Coraline. And this IP here, I'm really surprised it hasn't had an animatronic made of it yet, because it's a pretty big movie and some of the characters in it just look so creepy, and it would just be cool to see them as Halloween animatronics. Especially that one mother character in it. To see her as this like big, towering, creepy animatronic with like a jump scare or something, that would just be so creepy to see, and it would probably be an animatronic that would sell pretty well. And then yeah, just some of the other characters in the movie would just be so cool to see as their own Halloween animatronics. Another thing I want to point out is we've never really gone too much Halloween merch related to Coraline, which that too I think is a big missed opportunity. I think they should definitely look more into making some Coraline Halloween decorations, and yeah, definitely to see an animatronic of one of the characters from that movie would be so awesome to see. Moving on though to the third IP here. This one is probably my most interesting idea and probably the IP I would most want to see turned into a Halloween animatronic. And that IP is of course Ronald McDonald, because look at this character. He's already this creepy clown animatronic from McDonald's, so he's already got sort of like that spooky Halloween vibe to him. But I think it would be really awesome if they were to take this character and then add some like blood and gore to him and just spookify him, turn him into this sort of serial killer clown mascot, and then release him as a Halloween animatronic. And then yeah, that would just be so creepy to see this fast food character just as this creepy guy. And not only could this work for Ronald McDonald from McDonald's, but there's a ton of other like mascots out there, not only of fast food restaurants, but really anything like sports mascots or just mascots of certain brands. And yeah, we've never really seen anything like this before. IP Halloween animatronics have always just been based on horror movies and stuff. So I think it would be interesting if they were to take something that's not a horror movie character and sort of turn it into one and have it as an animatronic. So yeah, anyways, I'd 100% buy something if they were to do this. But yeah, I just think it's a really cool idea, and I'd love to see a company do this in the next few years. And moving on, the last IP here that I think deserves its own Halloween animatronic is of course Hocus Pocus, which this is probably the most surprising one to me that we haven't really seen an animatronic made yet for it, because Hocus Pocus is definitely one of the biggest Halloween franchises out there. Each year, if you walk into like a Spirit Halloween or just any Halloween store, you're guaranteed to find like a whole section dedicated to Hocus Pocus. And of course, the movie is just watched so much each year, so I think it is time that we see a Hocus Pocus animatronic. And I think it would be perfect if they were to take an animatronic like those 3 witches that were sold a number of years ago, and replace each of those witches with one of the witches from Hocus Pocus. And it would just look so cool just having the 3 of them around a cauldron. And they could also just make individual characters of each of the witches, which would also be cool, or some of the other characters in the movie. But yeah, Hocus Pocus is certainly an IP that I think deserves the most to become its own Halloween animatronic. I think it has a lot of potential to be really cool. So yeah, hopefully sometime within the next few years, we'll see a Hocus Pocus animatronic available to buy. And with all that said, everyone, that's going to finish it for today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy. It is a shorter one, but I did just want to come on here and talk about these IPs because I think they all really deserve to be their own Halloween animatronics. Anyways, tell me down below any other IPs you think deserve to be Halloween animatronics, or if you agree with the 4 I mentioned in this video. And if you're a fan of amusement park, go check out my amusement park channel, which I've linked down below. And of course, I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.